No, Froggy, you can't die.
Promise me that you'll eat me with butter. And drink me. Wash it down with your finest Chardonnay. I am dead.
Oh, good. Dad, get the fire ready. We're eating good tonight.
You know your mother. She's a beautiful woman. Son.
What does she have to do with anything? We're not eating her. Hello, everybody. My name is Puppet for the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show today for Resident Alien. Yes, we had a little fun, of course, with me and Froggy.
Alas, I am still dead.
No.
I am badly bruised.
You're going to make me do
this
it.
This bastard took my legs. Look, at my legs are gone.
Oh, yes. Rhaegar, hello to you. That was quite the intro. Yes, we are reviewing Resident Alien. It is a fun little show that we enjoy watching.
For little guys like us, we like little shows that are fun.
Yeah, that's right. And this is on Sci-Fi. This is episode 6, right?
Yeah, episode 6.
Of season
2. They're going to New York.
Yes, but before they go to New York, it's time to mourn the death of a little octo friend.
What it was, is before he died, the little girl comes over and basically wants to basically talk to him about. Actually, we want to go in order of the show. What happens in the very beginning of time and space? There is a planet called Earth, and Harry. Okay, I'm serious now. All right. Big Brack is in the office, and he's talking to the mayor. The mayor, he noticed that he saw these flyers, the newspaper, the Gazette, because he's like, you know what? You hear about that? They're talking about building a resort over there. That'd be great for health and great for money. He's like, I finally get that, that new espresso machine I want to get near, And he said, so don't tell anybody about the, whatsoever. So the mayor's like, I won't. So he goes to the bar, and we get Darcy singing I think we're alone now. Doesn't ever be anybody around. Darcy's hot. won't lie. And she's got the whole Tory vibe. Remember those Tory from the 80s? Yes, she covered that song. I'm singing them all. Same red hair, whatever. Anyway, so he walks into her and he says, like, I need to borrow an ATV. I'm going up to take some pictures of up at the ridge up there, the old property. And she's like, you know what? You technically can't go up there, and I can't, unless you are supervised, because they made me as far as the ATVs. We only have one, and I'm only one licensed. So go figure, whatever, because she's a ton drunk. So she's like, great. He's like, so he basically she takes him up there. He takes photos. And she's like, you know what? The best photos be up at the top there. He's like, how are we supposed to get up there? And she throws a rope at him. They rock climbed up there. So we get to see Darcy and the mayor kind of bonding a little bit. Yeah. All right. And then we cut over to basically what going on.
No. I think we're better off segmenting them in pieces. So continue with the Darcy side of things. Let's finish that up, as it were. Because she doesn't know what he's taking photos for her, but they start talking about, and she apologizes to him about kissing him out, and he's kind of like, hey, how can you resist this? And you take away whatever. They end up going back to his place because, his wife is out of town, and no, it's not because of that stuff. She wanted to smoke some weed. He knows that he needs to basically relax because he admits that his wife won't let him do the things he wants to do. And it has nothing to do with sexually, though. They really bring up the giant frozen ice deal during the handcuffs. She basically calls him on that bullshit. He tries to deny it. And, so it was kind of funny because those two actually seen the bonding, and we've learned that the home he's living is actually his old childhood home. And Darcy admits, he's like, you know what? I got a joint hit up there and up in the closet. And he's like, dude, that's Max's room. That's my son's room. He's like, don't worry, it's up on the door frame, the closet. he can't reach it.
Yep.
You know, and
But-
yeah. So they
That's pretty
smoked.
much that. But they're bonding, and yes,
Yeah.
it's at least he's saving the bondage for his wife.
They both get high, and they get some sign he wanted to put up in the room in the living room. It was eat, pray, love, and he kind of figured his wife wouldn't let him do it, so that's why he bought it. He said it's in the closet for about 6 months now, I think. And so they put it up, and then they smoke the joint, and they're in Max's room. She falls asleep. He tucks her in and then walks away. Now, this might be problems for because if Max and his mom come home and see her in his bed in Max's bedroom, it could be bad, or just he's Darcy being Darcy. They're just hanging out. Unless somebody saw those two kiss.
Ooh.
And then she's in the bedroom. Yeah, I think even worse. But yeah, that's the whole Darcy story with them. Basically, she's telling you got to grow your backbones. It's your house too. You can make decisions too.
I'm going to take this moment to talk about Big Black since we already mentioned him. Ultimately, it gets to a point where, like in the sheriff's station, there's this guy that ends up getting loose from one of the other deputies.
Did he look like Jimmy though?
I
thought it was Jimmy at first. I was like, man, is that Jimmy playing two roles?
Oh, from Comic Quirks. That guy.
No, I know. Jimmy, Asta's ex.
Oh, I don't think so.
I almost thought it was at first, because he had the facial hair and the weird hair. But anyway.
Kind of, sort of. From outer space.
No passports.
But as we were saying, he goes and he takes charge of the situations over her. And she's getting tired of it. Tired of everything. Tired of not getting answers. Not getting what she feels like the respect she deserves. So he gets taken to the park.
Yeah, but he told her, because she was gonna the whole alien thing. She's like UFO. He's like, none of that nonsense. You can't do this. You do it on your own time. So he's okay. So then he comes out. He knows that she's talking to someone, and turns out that someone was giving her account of being abducted, and so she can go. And she actually has video of that. It was funny in the video. The lights look just like Harry's ship. So if you slow it down, look at it. But yeah. So then that leads to later on at the park thing. She calls him to the park at nighttime, and they get a confession out of him. She handcuffs him, and she goes to get a FOIO.
Comes back, and
he's like, and I love the funny. He's like, she puts her hands, and goes, "Oh no, don't you put your hands on your hips and walk away from me." And she does it anyway. She does it. So
but
I thought maybe they were gonna those two were gonna hook up.
No, I don't see that at all.
No.
But he does give the answers to her about why he is the way he is. He's trying to protect her because I don't remember how many years ago. How many years ago?
I think it wasn't it like 6 or 12 years? It's probably 6 years ago. I think it was
6 years ago. He lost a partner on the job
because his partner trusts him. He told his partner to go do something, go that way, and his partner got shot,
died.
And he died. And he blamed himself. It wasn't to somebody else from the precinct gave his partner's old dog to him. That's why he has a dog with him all the time. That's his dead partner's dog.
Cletus. But yes, and they too share a moment. And she's sorry for blocking him up, but he's forgiving now, and now they're on the same page. But now it's on to the final act. And go ahead, Froggy.
Yes, Harry and Asta, and I gotta say, this is really taken from the comic book, where Harry and Asta's dad had gone to New York because he has to have been watching this documentary about this mysterious unexplained stuff, mysteries, where this great street artist who went missing after peeing on stuff, and he noticed in the comic book he noticed the writing was alien, and it was a phone number. So they kind of adapted that into the actual show. Harry had saw the number, and it was out of the pizza place, so he went there with Asta. And I gotta say, he got lost right away. He's like, Asta, where are you? You're not Asta. He mistook some woman for Asta. And she's like, she grabs back and grabs his arms. Like, I told you to stay with me. He's like, I'm sorry. And I love that he said, like, he said, I wish I would have brought one of those metallic balls with me because he would smell so bad and I could turn him on to stone.
I just want to say, speaking about the balls, there is a moment that really pushes him to go to New York. The little girl, Zahar, I think her name is.
Yeah.
She comes over
Funny story.
and wants the dog and explains that she doesn't have the ball anymore. It was stolen, as we know, by the former FBI agent.
She's like, funny story. He's like, Harry's like, I don't think this is me a funny story, is it?
No.
It's like, you remember Max stole it from you and I stole it from Max? Well, somebody stole it from us. Isn't that funny? He's like, this is funny.
He's basically refusing to give the dog away. But that's when
Asta comes over and she's like, she looks at him and then she sees the dog's like, what? I'm a dog person now.
But go ahead, Froggy. Lead us into the tragedy.
Well, yes, before this, though, before Asta comes over, the little girl's talking to him. And while she's talking to him, Harry's going, we see, he put the dog in the tank room, the tank with was his little buddy. It's this, number 42, who is distant cousin of him. He's a
their
squid.
kind.
He's an octopus. He had rescued him from a restaurant. That was before he got eaten on Monday. So and because the dog was in there, you come out and you see the dog with the octopus shaking it around, and goes, and you hear number 42, who I got to point out is voiced by the wonderful Nathan Fillion. And he's like, Harry, get on your made you might get your paws up, and then they ask the girl's like, dude, Harry, look, and he's like, I am not, and Harry's like, the whole thing's good. I'm not gonna look, or I am not gonna blah blah blah. If I look, he's like, and then you hear number 42. He's like, you idiot, Harry, and he turns around, oh my gosh, the dog, and you see number 42 kind of laying there, and he picks him up. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He's like, don't die. He's like, don't worry, Harry. No, I'm gonna die. He's like, it's a good way to die. It's it's finally putting that rest to this. And oh my gosh, I love the fact that he even Nathan Fillion's character number 42 is like, Harry, I'm gonna die, but don't be sad. Eat me with your finest butter, and drown me down with your finest glass of Chardonnay.
Yeah.
So then you see a montage. Well, before Harry's actually he starts doing CPR on the head, and then he starts blowing the butthole of the octopus. And then the girl's like, ew.
Miranda would be the enemy of the octopus and Harry's kind.
So we start seeing a montage of Harry and the squid watching TV together and like laughing, enjoying stuff, playing partners, laughing and crying, and then you see Harry crying and single tear that's close to his face.
Of an octopus.
And all 8 of them. You see Harry's crying, single tear on his face, and you see look down, he's eating number 42, and he eats a piece. He's crying. He grabs the glass of Chardonnay, start washing it down and stuff. And eventually, Asta comes over and sees the dog. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a dog person." And then they end up going to New York.
I thought that was the other way around, but
I don't know. I can't remember
because I think he gives the dog back to Zahar after that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
but
anyway, so they go to New York and they go to the pizza place, and he says, Asta's like, okay, trying to talk to the guy. He's like, hey, do you know? Or we were sent here by someone. It's like, kind of being subtle. Harry's like, are you an alien? We're here to see the alien. And he kept ordering pizza. He's like, all right, pepperoni, more sausage. Pepperoni, more sausage. It spent like $32 on pizza. But as they're walking out after the dead end, he's like, oh, that was such great pizza. Like, oh, it's so wonderful. And he's looking at the plate. He's like, can I eat the plate? She's like, no, we can't eat the plate. The oils are so good. So, and that's when they see the mural.
Bum bum.
And then Harry sees it. She's like, what? He's like, the mural over there. It's reading in my language. It says Goliath. He's like, we must find this Goliath person. Eventually, they track down Goliath. Art gallery. Yeah, they directly drag him down to the art gallery, where this woman is actually holding exhibits. Now, those who haven't read the comic books, this is actually key. This is actually taken right out of the comic book. They find a woman, basically, who was basically the curator, and
as they're there, this she basically says like, "Oh, Goliath disappeared a long time ago, 20 years ago, and no one's seen him since then." But no, she's like, and she hints that she had a relation with him. So in this way, Harry is walking around and he's like, "Don't worry, Asta." He's like, "I'll call him out with the distress code." People at my peers go, "It's unacceptable or not recognizable to the audio of the human." So it goes, and like everybody looks around. He's like, "What?" She's like, "I heard that, you moron." And anyway, so as she's like, "Stay here," but actually. Pause this. Before we go to the art gallery, we skipped a huge scene that talked about the original Harry and Sam.
Yes.
The coffee scene. Well, they come. Turns out before they went to New York, they found a duffel bag with a lot of money. At the bottom, there's a lot of Sam's medical files. Apparently, the original Harry had been working for this global corporation, and they were using Sam for research, probably some medical trial or whatever for from drug or something, and. They called up Harry, or Harry called up those people, original Harry, and told him, Sam's agreeing to talk. She's like, "What do you want me to do?" He's like, "What?" So the original Harry is confirmed they killed Sam, or at least had Sam killed.
Yep.
He's responsible for death. So while they're there, they stop. They find the building. Asta's like, and Harry's like, "What are we doing here for? We're trying to find the murals." He's like, "Hold still." He's gonna walk because he's about to walk in. She's like, "No, they'll recognize you." So she walks in there, and she's like. She saw Sarah. Looks on and sees he's gone. He went down the stairs to the left. There's a little restaurant called it has the world's best pie. When he's there, someone confronts him, recognizes him, thinking he is the original Harry. And asks him, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm eating pie and drinking this coffee." And the guy, he's like, kept talking to him. He's like, "Dude," he's like, "Did you?" He's like, tell me, did you destroy the medical files?" He's like, "Tell me you did." He's like, "I destroyed the medical files." Like, "No, are you just saying that?" I'm doing what you told me to do. I did what you told me to do. And the little advocate still going back and forth. It was kind of funny.
So it looks like there might be trouble coming in there.
Also, really cool about this, Asta has the little Native American jacket on in the little earrings that she wore in the comic books, at least similar to it. When the government spooks were looking for her, she had to ditch her dad, made her burn the jacket, and she cut her hair short. But anyway, so back at the art gallery, there's this guy who walks up. He's like, Goliath really, really, when people, the best way to view his paintings, he always said he'll get high, so he gives Harry some ecstasy. Harry starts freaking out. The paintings start coming alive. He looks at his hand starts changing back to being alien. He's grabbing his hand, trying to hide it, freaking out. His face starts turning. He runs outside. And then he starts seeing like everything starts coming together. His face turns to normal alien. He's like, "This is bullshit." Yes. And before this, he's freaking out because he sees. I swear it had been Skeletor. I was like, laughing at his face and freaking out. It's all stuff.
But Asta also gets one big
surprise,
sudden drop, and that is, how long have you known Harry is an alien?
Yes.
And that's pretty much the end. Overall, it is a fair episode. Far better than 2 episodes ago. A lot of characters get some highlights, and I'm excited to see where next week takes us. Speaking of restaurants, though, Rhaegar says we should start a restaurant called Calamarlicious. So that's something.
I am curious, though. Will they have Goliath actually be alive? Because it pointed out that Harry marked out on the map all of the murals pointing to basically the constellation. And the one closest to them was the sun. They basically they're in the same solar system, and then Harry, they both share Harry's sun.
Yep.
And so that's where we're gonna find them. That's how they found the art gallery. I want to point that out, but will Goliath be alive, or will he be dead like he is in the comic books?
Is Harry actually shifting back into his alien form?
That too.
Or is he imagining it? Yep. Due to drugs. Don't do drugs, kids.
Especially if you're an alien trying to use telepathic and all that stuff to hide yourself.
Yeah. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts below. Check out the links below, the Twitter and the Ko-Fi, and we will see you next time. So for Froggy and myself, thank you so much for watching for our recap and review, and we'll see you then. Bye!
See you later. Number 42,
Wow,
no!
Joe.